Okay, hey guys, Rivet here. Welcome back to another vlog. The Masked Avenger is back. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you are staying safe and spooky and all the other fun stuff. It is really, really weird to record these with a mask on. But at least it's the right day of the year to wear a mask. So, you know, this is appropriate. So, I'll be apologetic to start off with. This is not going to be the most happy of episodes. You know, I'm coping with a bunch of shit, and so doing my best. So I thought we'd address some stuff and talk it out and do what I do. This is how I work through the bullshit in my life, and so why not? Used to be Cube World, now it's a vlog. Why not? First things first. Get on to some of the happy stuff that I'm looking forward to. Maybe that'll just drown out the rest of the bullshit and I just won't have to talk about it. Busy week in technology. Holy crap. Especially if you like graphics cards. Really busy week. What was it? Wednesday? I think it was. Trying to think of the days, but it just kind of ran. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday was the first one. Was NVIDIA did their release preview and everything of the 3070 card, which is their $500 graphics card to be on point with the last generation's 2080 Ti. And for the most part, the $500 card looks like it was doing what it was supposed to, so congratulations to them. Somewhat. They pissed off a bunch of people, as they tend to do these days. I find that these technology companies tend to be a little bit too big for their britches some days. You'd think that they would learn from Intel, but no, NVIDIA tends to have their heads up their ass quite a bit. So Wednesday, when they did the embargo lift, it was only for the Founders Editions cards. You could not see any reviews of the add-on board partner cards, so any of the third-party cards. Nowhere to be found on that day, which I thought was really odd. And a couple of the tech guys mentioned it and went through it. So what it seems is that NVIDIA, not only are they selling these cards themselves, but they don't want third-party cards to be reviewed against it on the embargo day. And then they released the embargo on the release day, which was the 29th, which was 2 days ago, for the other added board cards on the day it was released. So, which is weird. But whatever, it's NVIDIA. But the reviews are in, and it's favorable. You know, they seem to have done a decent job with the card. People are excited about it. On the release day, they did better. So there were more cards available. Still sold out instantaneously, within a few minutes this time. So people actually did have them in their carts before they failed, which is a good thing. I think this year, I don't think there's any way to possibly plan properly for demand this year. The pandemic has made a lot of folks stay home, and you know, with everything going on, people are looking at upgrading their computers because gaming has just taken off like gangbusters this year. It's just the year for gaming. You're stuck at home. What else can you do? So people are looking at upgrading their systems, which is good because there's a lot of choices right now for upgrades. So yeah, I still think that NVIDIA is not doing a great job with the release of this. I think there's issues that they've got with the Samsung 8nm process. I don't think the yields are as good as they would have hoped. So I think that the demand for the cards plus the lack of product from Samsung is causing a lot of the issue. But that's just the NVIDIA side. Oh baby, AMD. Now here's the thing. I'm not an AMD fanboy. I kind of am one of those people that likes the underdog. Always have, you know, been the black sheep of my family. And so, yeah, anytime there's an underdog around doing things, I'm like, okay, let's see what you got. I have no idea how loud these leaves are, but it's annoying to me. But there's a lot of little squirrels in here, and it's a cute place, and I've always liked this little area. But it usually has a lot of trees with leaves on them. Not today. Hello, squirrel. There's a squirrel over here. I don't know if you see him on the ground there, but he's there looking at me like, where's my nuts? Anyway, AMD did their huge video card reveal, the 6000 series, which folks were not expecting much. I was on the fence with what to expect. They delivered more than I expected in some ways. Other ways they didn't. So they announced 3 graphics cards, a 6800, which is to go toe and toe roughly with the 2080 Ti and the 3070. The 6800 XT, which looks like it's going toe to toe against the 3080, and the 6900 XT, which is going to go toe to toe somewhat with the 3090. Prices are okay. The 6800 I think is in a weird price bracket. It's like $579 US for well, it's not. Here's the thing, like, you can put this compared to the last group of the 2000 series cards from NVIDIA. It's priced decently. I mean, you're getting way better than the 2080 Ti for less than $600, you know, under half the cost. So it's a bargain comparatively. Is it a bargain? I personally think that the video card market is way overpriced currently. And here's why I'll address it here. So the 6800, like I said, is the anomalous one. It's the one that's more expensive than anything else. All of their cards have 16 gigabytes of DDR6 RAM. They've changed a bit of how the RDNA 2 works. They have a thing called an infinity cache, which is to basically allow communication through the RAM faster, so you don't need to have as much bandwidth to have as much efficiency, in essence. AMD's also put out a rage mode, which is like a one-button solution to overclock it. And they also have a thing in collaboration with Microsoft. I do believe it is Microsoft. And it's basically, it allows the video card to access the, I'm triple checking it. Basically the same idea as you're getting on the consoles, is where the things will be able to load faster and do better. And it's a BIOS feature, but it's only available when you pair the 5000 series CPUs with the 6000 series GPUs. So basically what AMD is making is, hey, if you want the best performance out of our video cards, you have to buy our our CPU as well. Or if you want to get the most out of your CPU, buy our video card. Ingenious. I don't think it's just a marketing ploy either. I think that this is actually a thing with it enabled. Again, these are all stats and stuff that we're seeing from just from AMD. It's not, this is not like third party, so take it all with a grain of salt, but they're seeing increases of up to 13% in some games by enabling this feature. And all their stats that they did were with the 5900X CPU. So, which is the one I'm looking at getting. And then yesterday they released more figures, and it puts the 6800 on par in some games with the 3090, which is just bizarre. So I don't know what to really expect. But to get back to the point of what I was saying earlier about the graphics card prices being out of whack, you got to think the RDNA 2 that AMD is using, there's a cut down version of this that is in Xbox and PlayStation. Now, the Xbox Series X and the S, as well as the PlayStation 5. So, those consoles are roughly $500 and change, right? I think. I can only go off of Canadian prices, and it's expensive here. But you're getting a full system, basically, for less than you're getting for any of these processors, or these GPUs. Now, I don't know what the comparison is, if the Xbox Series X is in comparison to a 6800, or if it's one of the lower end ones. Hard to tell. But it was announced today that the Xbox Series S and X are actually going to be the only consoles to take full advantage of the ray tracing features that are built into these new GPUs. So that's going to be interesting. That kind of puts a leg up for Xbox on the PlayStation, unless they find another way to incorporate it. I have no idea. They might have their own API thing they're developing. Sony's good at that. So, yeah. So, the tech side of things is looking more and more interesting for me. So where I was looking earlier, just getting a GPU, or just, sorry, the CPU, upgrading the system, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how things pan out with the 6000 series of graphics cards. Jumping on it right at the start, I think, is always a bad idea. Prices are going to be inflated. The pricing wars haven't even started yet. Once everything's released, things will settle down. I give it about a month or two. AMD and NVIDIA will both announce new graphics cards. They'll probably fit things in at different spots. Prices will drop. They might bundle in games and things. So the savvy consumer waits a little bit. Now the CPU I'm going to jump on. They take about 6 months to usually, fall into line. And again, that depends on demand for them too. So I'm not too sure. So I'm going to look at getting the graphics, the processor first, and then I'll wait for the graphics card. My graphics card's fine. It's a 5700 XT. It's great. I'm looking forward to seeing how that will do with the new CPU. I think it's going to increase a lot of what the problems I'm running into. It's going to alleviate a lot of them. So I'm hopeful in that. Then that kind of puts me back into the mode of Xbox. So November 5th, processors come out. Fingers crossed I'll be able to get one. November 10th, the Xbox comes out. No idea if I'm going to be able to get one. Put in a pre-order for it. They showed up here on eBay, so I put in a pre-order for it. I have no idea when it's coming in. I don't know if it's going to be first batch or if it's going to be trickled in before Christmas. So I did. I put my money down. So fingers crossed, we'll get that. And I got the Xbox Series X. So hopefully they will be able to accommodate it and fulfill that. And then I will have what I would think is a decent enough combo of a new processor upgraded, and then the console that will be utilizing the new RDNA 2 features, and then down the road getting the new video card. I'm trying to keep the sun right behind my head because I'm noticing it's a problem. There we go. Okay, so that's the good stuff out of the way. Here's the other crap I want to talk about. I'm a little sad today, and I've been dealing with it for a while, for a lot of things. I've said, I'm pausing here because I just want to make sure that I put these words in properly. As I've said past, I work for a retail company, and I do customer service on the phones. And our clients that I deal with are all out of the United States. So I have been noticing for the past while the dialogue with folks when I'm dealing with them in customer service. As the pandemic gets worse and as the election gets closer, the tones are changing. And a lot of folks are still patient, but the quantity of people that are less patient is increasing. And I understand it. But it doesn't alleviate the fact that it weighs on you. And so when you work for, 40 hours a week listening to a barrage of insults and venom and anger, it weighs heavy on you. So I've been dealing with it and coping with it the best that I can. But it doesn't always help. So I'm very much looking forward to the end of this fucking election. I'm so sick of I've been always sick of I hate the attack pieces that politicians tend to do on each other. I think it's garbage. I've never appreciated it. It's no different now. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm talking about the entire system in general. I've always thought it's just a bunch of bullshit, bunch of schoolyard shenanigans that are now carried out by grown-ass fucking people. And you would think that people that are considered world leaders would be above this, but no, we don't. We have a bunch of insolent children running for office. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And so the election can't get over with soon enough for me. I find it interesting. I was reading the news this morning that they say 83 million people have already voted in advance. And I thought, that's an awful lot of fucking people. So I looked back, and there's just over 300 million people living in the United States. So, under 30%, 25% of people so far have voted roughly. We'll just use that ballpark figure. Not doing math in my head while I'm walking. During the 2016 election, according to the stats I saw, it was 138 million people had voted, which was a lower percentage of voters typically than in the two elections previous, where it was closer to 58 to 60% total population voting. So, put up to 150, 160 million people. So as of right now, the early votes are roughly half, if not more, of most elections before 2016. Now, I don't know if that is because of the fact that a lot of people are voting early for the pandemic, trying to get their votes in so that they can be counted, or if this is just one of those elections where a lot more people want to vote. I just find it interesting that the numbers are like that already. So here's hoping come Wednesday I don't have to hear about this bullshit anymore and it's finally over with, and whoever wins wins. And then the final piece that I want to chat about is right before I left, I found out that Sean Connery had passed away. Now, some people big deal. To me, it's a big deal. I was named after him. And so yeah, my real name is Sean, spelled the same way as Mr. Sean Connery. And my family, my mom and dad, were fans of James Bond and the whole thing. So I grew up, watching those movies, and Sean, spelled the way that my name is, different. When I was a kid growing up, not a lot of people had it spelled that way. I was called Scene a number of times in school. It was always an infuriating thing because I'm like, how can you misspell it, or how can you mispronounce it? And I didn't understand it. So there's always been a thing for me watching his movies and, having a, not pride, but just like a kinship because of, how my name came about. So earlier this summer, or later in the summer, he had his 90th birthday and his name was trending, and I got nervous. I'm like, oh God, no. Don't let him have passed away. It was his birthday, and I was very happy. And then today we find out that he has passed away at 90 years old. So I'll be spending the rest of my day watching some of the old movies, especially this horrible movie that he did in the 70s. Oh, Zardoz. Is it Zardov? Or it's a weird fucking movie. Basically, he runs around in a bikini with a ponytail and a shotgun, or in a rifle. It's a weird movie. It's an acid trip movie, so it's fun. But yeah, that's a little bit of a kick in the nuts for me today. Already feeling a little down as it was, and that didn't help. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna sign off here. Let me know what you guys are doing. If you're doing anything for Halloween, if you enjoy these vlogs like this. I did want to address another thing too, for the tech side. There was a firmware update for the camera, so I'm still using the same one. My microphone situation, turned out that there is a switch on the recorder that if you press it, it locks it. You can't even turn it on. So, stupid me, had that switch on. Don't know how it happened. So, I got it set. Everything's working again. This seems to be working a lot better. I did get the gimbal for my phone. I don't love it. I'm returning it. The gimbal itself is phenomenal. The software, I hate. On my Samsung phone, I can record at a maximum of 1080p at 30 FPS. On my old Huawei, which is like a 4-year-old phone at this point, it does 1080, or sorry, it does 4K 30. So there's a freaking problem with the software. And the gimbal is rated highly. The software is rated poorly. I didn't find a way to get the gimbal to work properly with the Samsung, the recording software. If I find something that works, I'll keep it because I love the size and the feel of the gimbal. It's perfect for me. But I want to have two things to be able to record on. So I got other projects that I want to do. So, and I burped. This was a rough day. And it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I have shopping to do, and I got a bunch of crap to do. So, not too sure if this video is going to be going up late or on time or what yet. Having a late start. I only have today off. I have to work again tomorrow. And I got Monday and Tuesday off. And then I got to work 5 days straight after that, or 4 days straight. I don't know what it is. So I have to record the vlog next week in advance, I think. I got to double check my schedule. So I might be recording it on Tuesday. Where I actually have to go into work. I have to walk to work. It's an hour and a half walk in. I got to get something. So I won't take public transit. No freaking way. So it's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm out. I do want to thank everybody again. Your support on these vlogs on the channel has been outstanding. Lovely having you guys here. I know all of us are coping the best of our abilities. I like to share how I'm feeling about things. It helps me process and get the shit out of my head. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. You're staying safe. And I will see you all in our next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is a song for all the